this going. Let's check live. Are we live? Check this page here. Okay, we are. Alright, we are moving. Just make sure. Oh, Christ, no, I don't want to do that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's give that a like. Okay, alright, let me make sure the stream is going. Looks like they're interviewing Manny Pacquiao now. In the back. 62-8-2 record on him, attempting to make history tonight. Break his own record, actually. Pacquiao is looking to break a record that he broke for the oldest to win a welterweight title. He did that in 2019 against Keith Thurman at 40 years old. And Pacquiao is now looking to break his own record at 46 years old. That's the headliner. That's the main event tonight. But the co-main is a fascinating fight. We've got Sebastian Fundora in a rematch against Tim Tszyu, which was an absolute bloodbath last year. So that really is very exciting. So we just finished the Pitbull Cruz fight, which, you know, Pitbull was doing his thing. Angel Fierro was a last-minute scratch. So, you know, it was fine. But now we get the Fundora and Tszyu rematch. Then we get Pacquiao and Barrios. I, on the other hand, am still recovering, trying to recover from the Usyk and Dubois undisputed heavyweight fight. That was an absolute highlight reel knockout that Usyk delivered to us in the 5th round. Just detonated on Dubois' chin after already knocking him down that round. So that was just spectacular. And so I was absolutely amped up live streaming that. And you can see my my reaction that I posted where I'm just going apeshit. But now I am trying to regain my equilibrium. Just had Pitbull Cruz fight. We're going to have Sebastian Fundora versus Tim Tszyu next. And I'm very much looking forward to that fight. I did a preview prediction for that fight last year when they first fought. And actually, Sebastian Fundora was a late scratch. Tszyu was supposed to fight Keith Thurman. And with like 10 days or 2 weeks out, what the hell? Is there a Chewbacca in the background? There's a guy who's got like a Chewbacca mask holding up the O for Pitbull. Yeah. Anyway, last year, we had... all right, Pitbull gets the decision. Sorry. Last year, we had basically Thurman. Keith Thurman was supposed to be fighting against Sebastian Fundora. He gets scratched short notice. And Tszyu, absolute gamer, is like, yeah, sure, bring in Sebastian Fundora. Fundora couldn't be any more different than Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is a 5'8" boxer puncher, veteran, you know, older, and you know that's what we had prepared for. And with like 10 days, 2 weeks left, whatever it was, you bring in Sebastian Fundora, who is a 6'6", 6'7" southpaw, just the craziest frame in boxing I've ever seen. 154-pounder who makes Tommy the Hitman Hearns have to wear a pair of stilettos to have a chance at being eye level. That's insane. So, get that image out of your head, Jesus. So, he's an absolute enigma, Fundora. You know, 6'6", but fights on the inside. Likes to fight on the inside. His best punch is his uppercut. At least that's what it was before he fought Tim Tszyu last year. And that was partly why I favored Tim Tszyu heading into that fight, because even though Fundora has this crazy frame on him, he doesn't capitalize on it, or he didn't capitalize on it. He liked to fight on the inside. He liked to use uppercuts. He didn't maintain distance with the jab and send crosses down the middle. That wasn't his main thing. But against Tim Tszyu, he totally flipped his style last year. He totally flipped his style. And he threw a ton of jabs and a ton of straights. And he did a pretty nice job of maintaining distance. Now, that fight was an absolute anomaly in certain ways, because first 2 rounds, Tim Tszyu was outboxing Fundora, and he was landing some big shots on Fundora's face, broke his nose in the first 2 rounds. So you had blood flowing from Fundora's nose into his mouth. He was all bloodied up. But then toward the end of the second, or the very end of the second round, Tszyu and Fundora, they're in like this weird, clinch, and they're up against each other, and get in this clinch, and just because of the height difference, this massive height difference, Fundora's elbow hits Tszyu on like the top of the head there, and winds up cutting him. This cut at the top of the head, I must have been like on a vein, because Tszyu started bleeding like a faucet from the top of his head. Blood just absolutely masking his face, and his corner couldn't do anything. They couldn't stop the bleeding, and they kept fighting on, and Tszyu had to keep wiping the blood off of his face, out of his eyes, and clearly it affected him. He lost so much blood over the ensuing rounds. You have to imagine that he was getting very lightheaded, and he fought, like a warrior, like an absolute warrior, but it clearly affected him, and Fundora was landing his shots, doing a nice job with the jab and with the crosses, and wound up winning a decision. So that's a question that people have, is like, all right, well, how much of that fight was a fluke and how much of it was real? Because this freak cut happened that clearly changed the tenor of the fight. However, since then, these two have had different levels of success. Tim Tszyu decided to fight for Bakhram Murdazaliyev's belt, and Murdazaliyev, more of a monster than I realized. He absolutely starched Tim Tszyu, particularly with his left hook. Knocked him down several times. I have to double check. It might have been like a 4th round knockout or something like that, but he knocked down Tim Tszyu a bunch of times, and kind of exposed him in certain ways. And I really like Tim Tszyu. I like him heading into the Fundora fight, and just as a prospect and as a guy, as a person, I like him. But Murdazaliyev really did some business on him. He then fought this guy Spencer in his most recent fight, and he knocked him out. He stopped him, put together a real nice flurry of punches. He said he was trying to invoke David Benavidez. He was inspired by Benavidez, and you kind of see the inspiration there. He was just throwing a bunch of shots, and got the stoppage. Fundora, on the other hand, has had one fight since last year when, after defeating Tszyu, he fought this guy Chordale Booker and stopped him in the 4th round. Real nice performance. And so Fundora now is the champion, and you've got Tim Tszyu as the challenger, whereas their roles were reversed last time. But Fundora is the slight favorite heading into this fight. I think partly people, Tszyu has had just much more hype around him in the previous years, but Fundora really seems like he's grown quite a bit, and I will tell you, I was quite surprised the way that he fought, the style of fight that he implemented against Tim Tszyu, the fact that he was using his jab and his length so much when that had been something he had not done previously, and something that I had was like, what the hell are you doing? You've got this frame and this reach for this weight division, and you don't use it. He used it against Tim Tszyu. So Fundora is evolving and changing. He's a very, he's a dangerous inside fighter. His uppercuts are nasty. So he is definitely someone that you can't underestimate in this spot. And I don't know. I don't know. I really like Tim Tszyu, and there's definitely real. Yeah, he most certainly can win this fight. He could certainly win this fight. He can get a knockout. But I don't know. I'm leaning a bit towards Fundora, especially now that he's had time to further refine his more outboxing style, and to grow. However, again, that cut really changed the tenor of the fight, and Tszyu was outboxing him, but Tszyu also has suffered a bad knockout loss since then. And, sure, his most recent fight was a knockout win, but wasn't against anyone spectacular. And, what's his confidence level like right now, Tim Tszyu? I don't know. Fundora, I imagine his confidence is pretty freaking high. Pretty high. So, do me a favor, if you're in the stream, drop a like on this stream. Would really appreciate it. Get some folks here in the chat. Drop a prediction whatever you think is going to happen with this Fundora versus Tszyu rematch. Do you think that the first fight was more of a fluke and that Tszyu should come away the victor in this fight, or do you think Fundora has grown and Fundora's going to take it? So we've got this fight coming up, and then afterwards we get Pacquiao and Barrios, and that's an interesting one. I am concerned for Manny Pacquiao, because it's hard not to like Manny Pacquiao and not to root for Manny Pacquiao, but Mario Barrios he's not a gimmick. This is not a gimmick fight. This is not an exhibition. Barrios is a champion. He's a serious champion. And, he is a fighter who, he's not unbeatable. He's not, this crazy world beater or whatever, but he is a solid champion, and it takes a world-class boxer, a, real high-caliber boxer to beat him. He fought a good fight against Tank Davis. He fought a good fight for the most part against Keith Thurman. Thurman did a good job on him, but Barrios, he loses, but he loses to high level boxers, and of course Manny Pacquiao years ago qualifies as that. I don't think anyone doubts that Pacquiao would beat the ever-loving shit out of Barrios if we're talking, I don't know, even 5-6 years ago, and he was 40 years old when he beat Thurman. But he's 46 years old. 46. And the thing is, and hopefully the Tyson fights made this clear, you can look good. Make sure I charge my computer. You can look good in clips. You can look good hitting the mitts, hitting the bag, flashing some hand speed. You can look good in training, and yet you are not fight ready. It's not the same. It's not the same. The cardio, the stamina is not the same. Managing the distance is not the same. Negotiating the range, it's not the same. The reflexes that you have to have is not the same. You just can't go by it. And they have, betting-wise, Pacquiao is plus 210, Barrios minus 275. It should be more lopsided than that. It should be more. I mean, I would say that Pacquiao should be like on the low. If I'm being conservative, it should be Pacquiao plus 500. This is a huge deal. This is a huge thing that Pacquiao is trying to achieve. And having him as like a plus 200, whatever the hell it was, I'm sorry, that doesn't do justice to the mountain that he is trying to surmount here. 46 years old and trying to be a current welterweight champion. 46 years old. That's insane. That's insane. At welterweight, it's okay. Like at heavyweight, it's old at heavyweight. You know, George Foreman at, was it 45? It was like, holy shit. Welterweight is, it's just such a different deal. And I know that times have changed to a certain extent, that, you know, science and nutrition are better now, and athletes can perform at higher levels at older ages. But man, 46 at welterweight. Oh boy, I hope he proves me wrong. That would be magnificent to see. Honest to God, I might suspect that you know, if he looks a certain way, I might, you know, maybe a little bit of the old juice there. Not Pacquiao. I don't think with Pacquiao, honestly, but like, I'm just trying to illustrate how bananas it is at 46 to be fighting at welterweight for the welterweight title. All right, Tim Tszyu making his way to the ring. Oh, question off topic. But do you happen to be Italian, Greek, or Ashkenazi? Sports Nation. Interesting question. Yeah, off topic. But I'm actually a quarter Italian, and I've definitely got Ashkenazi heritage. So you are kind of bang on the button. I don't think we have any Greek in the family really, but some of those other ones you definitely nailed. All right, let me try and get rid of some of this spam here. Tim Tszyu now in the ring. We are waiting for Sebastian Fundora to make his way. I think there was another comment here. Drop your predictions in the chat if you think what you think's gonna happen with Tszyu and Fundora. I like Tszyu, but I have some concerns. Cool. I appreciate it, Sports Nation. Thank you. So basically, I will be looking to. I'm definitely planning on doing a post-fight analysis of what we learned, analysis on Usyk versus Dubois. I did a pre-fight preview and prediction for that bout. I had Usyk winning, but I had Usyk winning by decision, so I call it like a half win there. And so I'm planning on doing a post-fight analysis for that. And I would love to do a post-fight analysis for one of these two main events here. That would be in my plans, and then I'm gonna do some Crawford and Canelo and Crawford content. So appreciate you guys for dropping in. Please drop a like on the stream, much appreciated. Fundora making his way to the ring now. And commentating crew is noting what I noted before, that Fundora took this fight on short notice last year. Jamie or Jaime, Pacquiao's going to win. A little bit of Spanish there. Ganada, I know that word. Okay. You think it's going to be by knockout or by decision? And that would be remarkable if he pulls that off. I would be really I mean, honest to God, that would be an achievement that, I mean, like, for me, it would be like comparable, somewhat almost comparable to what Crawford is attempting to do. Not quite the same, not quite up there, but like it's of this a similar quality. It's of a similar nuts factor. I think Crawford is if he pulls that off, that does more for his legacy than if Pacquiao pulls this off tonight. I'll put it that way. All right, Jimmy Lennon Jr. making the in-ring announcements here as we're getting ready to go. Now, one thing I'm very much looking to see is how, for one thing, I want to see what Fundora's jab is looking like, how often he's using it. But another thing I'm looking to see is more psychological. I'm looking to see Tszyu, and if when he gets hit in the head, does he touch his head? Because against Bakram Murtazaliev, we saw Tim Tszyu get hit, and he put his glove on his head. He, like, touched his head. Oh, brother, what side are you, Pacquiao or Barrios? It's me, CJ. I love Pacquiao. I believe Barrios will win. That's just, that's where I'm at. Love Pacquiao, but I believe Barrios is going to win tonight. So, I'm looking to see how Tim Tszyu is psychologically, because he got hit in the head against Bakram Murtazaliev, and he touched his glove to his forehead, and that was an important moment. Why was that an important moment? Because against Sebastian Fundora, he got cut on the top of the head, and that's where the blood was just dripping down like a faucet the entire night. And he wasn't bleeding when he got hit by Bakram, but the fact that he got hit in the head and he touched his glove and he was checking to see if he was bleeding, it just showed that he was not over that yet. That was on his mind, and it's in his head a bit. Maybe after his last fight, because that was 2 fights ago, maybe he's gotten a little bit past that. Maybe he's gotten over that. But I am curious to see if he does that in this fight. Checks his head in case it's bleeding or something. So now we're doing the announcements. Just announced Tim Tszyu. Now they're announcing Sebastian Fundora. I mean, he's got to have the craziest frame that I've ever seen in boxing. I mean, you guys ever seen a crazier frame? He weighed in 152 pounds, 152.6 pounds, and it lists him as 6'5.5", but everyone that I say he's 6'6", 6'7", that they actually shorten him a little bit in the build height. The Towering Inferno, he's absolutely, it's the craziest frame I've ever seen. The fact that he can make Tommy Hearns look up is nuts. All right, they just touch gloves in the center of the ring. We're ready to go. We're ready to go, people. All right, let's see. Either guy can win this fight. This is a fun co-main event, and either fighter can win. It's revenge is what Tim Tszyu is looking for here. Retribution. Get his name. Get back on the map. It is a crossroads for him here. It's a crossroads for Tim Tszyu. A bit of a crossroads for Fundora, but Fundora, I think, has more motivation. Tim Tszyu just went for a home run swing and did not get it. Fundora looking very calm and tall and starting to use his jab. God, the size difference is massive. Okay, we got Fundora pushing forward, using the jab, using some foot feints. Tszyu is changing levels, trying to draw out Fundora's lead hand. Fundora inching his way forward, flicking out some jabs, goes for a cross. Tszyu avoids it. Tszyu trying to work his way in. But Fundora doing a pretty good job so far of maintaining some distance. Tim Tszyu tries to land a straight upstairs. Didn't really land well, but he got close. Closer than his other punches. Tszyu feints, and Fundora goes the uppercut, bites on the feint, but Tszyu then sees that Fundora was going for the uppercut there. So maybe he'll use that. Maybe he'll try and use that. In a bit of a jab battle here. You get this when it comes to the orthodox southpaw matchups. I've mentioned this several times, but you get a lead hand battle because the lead hands are lined up, and so it can make the jab less effective. But oftentimes you get this lead hand battle where you're trying to get your hand on top of the other guy's hand. Oh, a knockdown! Fundora drops Tszyu in the very first round. This is gonna be this could be a long night, or no, sorry, this could be a very short night for Tim Tszyu. Holy shit, that's not gonna be good for his confidence. Fundora now has Tszyu against the ropes. Tszyu maneuvers his way off. Jesus Christ, got a knockdown already. I was looking down for a second. Okay, Tszyu with a right hand that clips Fundora for a second. Fundora coming forward, but showing some real good patience and calm. He looks mature. He looks very mature here. Not bothered. Just, that is a tough one for Tszyu. Tszyu's legs are not totally under him here. Fundora inching his way forward, trying to land. Tszyu did a good job of backing out of range there. Tszyu went for a counter uppercut, but that was not close. All right, let's see a replay of what the hell landed. But my goodness. Trying to get rid of some of the spam, and a freaking knockdown happens. All right, let's see. All right, the knockdown. Okay, it was a sweeping left. Yeah, it was a hook. It was a rear hook. Jab. And it was as Tszyu was throwing his left hook. Ah, brilliant, because I'll tell you what, it's the same angle, it's the same kind of punch that Bakram Murtazaliev landed on Tim Tszyu, right? Bakram was knocking Tszyu down with the left hook. This was the sweeping rear hook from Fundora. So it's the same angle, same spot. Tszyu does not do a good job of keeping that hand up, that guard right there on the chin. That's something that we saw Usyk did such a great job with against Dubois. Okay. Tszyu doing oh my God, trying to get in range, but it's very difficult. Fundora has really done a great job of just getting out of range of Tszyu's whistling punches. Just leaning back a little bit, stepping back just a touch. Ooh, well, good 1, 2, 3 there by Fundora. Tszyu works his way off the ropes. They're back in the center of the ring here. Tszyu is getting backed up by Fundora. Fundora is walking Tszyu into the corner. Throwing some combinations, banging on Tszyu's guard here. Tszyu's against the ropes. He's in trouble. Fundora is throwing. Tszyu is a high guard. He's swinging some punches, trying to land back on Fundora. He lands a left hook and a whistling right hand. He clips Fundora a little bit, but Fundora's still throwing. He's not stopping. Okay, he stops. Oh, good counter left hook by Tszyu. Landed right on Fundora's chin. Fundora just ate it. Ate it, no problem. And he's just still coming forward. Fundora seems very comfortable with the contact. He's got to be careful. He doesn't take too many of those counter shots from Tszyu. But, oof, man, Fundora, that is a terrifying opponent. Just the height and the relentlessness. He just keeps coming forward. And he's got that reach now that he's starting to really capitalize on. Oh, okay. Good cross by Fundora as Tszyu hit him with a cross to the body. Tszyu looks like he has a little bit of a cut on the outside of his right eye. It looks like it's on the outside, so not dripping into his eye. But that can't be good for his psychological makeup here, to have that blood coming back. Fundora with a nice double jab, lands clean. Tszyu tries to land an overhand right, doesn't connect. Fundora working his way forward behind that jab. Okay. This is a tough moment for Tszyu right here. He's going to have to dig deep and figure something out. I'm telling you, Fundora is an improved fighter. He is a fighter who is matured. He has matured his style. He has learned. He learned from his knockout against Brian Mendoza. And he's really been rounding out his skills. Fundora, they're showing a replay of him just absolutely just throwing barrages of punches as Tszyu is winging his own punches back at him. But Fundora was just really connecting on the guard and really rocking Tszyu there. But Tszyu landed a few good counters. And Fundora needs to be careful about that. Ooh, okay, both men landed a good crosses against each other at the start of this round. All right, we've got Fundora again working forward with the jab. Tszyu almost connects with a good cross. Okay, wow. Tszyu pulling back from some whistling Fundora hooks. Tszyu trying to pull counter against Fundora, but not able to reach him. He's just so damn tall. Whoa, that was a very low shot by Tszyu. Can't really blame him. Fundora's hip is at practically his chest level. Tszyu trying to come forward, trying to use his left hand to post up on it. He's trying a few different things here, but Fundora is a puzzle. And now Fundora is circling Tszyu, and Tszyu coming in, throws a right to the body. Fundora with a nice counter cross that landed clean. Tszyu pulled back from a cross. He's got to be careful about pulling back against a guy like Fundora. Fundora's got that long reach. Pulling back against someone so much taller than you and with such a long reach is a risky maneuver. But the thing is, you know, if you step back, you might lose the chance to counter. But it's dangerous. Tszyu does like pulling a lot. God, what a nightmarish matchup he is. Particularly now that he's utilizing the jab and his length the way that he is. So now Fundora is coming forward. Tszyu's against the ropes. Jab. Tszyu works his way off the ropes now in the center of the ring. Fundora throwing some shots. Tszyu doing a good job of moving his upper body. Tszyu tries to land a right hand. Fundora avoids it. Now Fundora backing Tszyu to the ropes. Land a nice little jab and a cross hook on Tszyu. Now Fundora has Tszyu's backed up to the ropes again. Tszyu throws a right to the body, left hook upstairs. Tszyu tries to wing a right hand, and Fundora is able to deflect it. All right. End of that round. Very different tenor to the start of this fight. The start of the last fight, it was Tszyu landing meaningful shots, and Tszyu was the one who seemed really like the boss in there. This, totally different. Fundora is the one who appears to be the boss. And how do I get rid of all of this freaking spam? Okay, let's report. Spam. Report. Hide user. Man, showing some replays. You see Tszyu tried to do a pull counter with a left hook, and Fundora was able to avoid and then counter with his own cross. It's just the length is very tough to deal with there. So live odds. That's Barrios and Pacquiao. All right. All right. Fundora backing Tszyu up, landing some shots on Tszyu's guard. Tszyu throws it right to the body. Fundora is countering. Total punches right now. Fundora is landing is almost double the punches. Tszyu being more accurate, but Fundora much more volume and clearly, in control of the fight. Tszyu here and there will land a good punch, a good shot, but it's really Fundora. Good cross there by Fundora. Tszyu's against the ropes. Fundora with a little uppercut. Tszyu trying to throw some counters in there. Nice little jab. Now Fundora starting to throw some volume here. Tszyu is trying to avoid, but he's getting clipped here and there with some shots. And Fundora is starting to pick up the pace. And Tszyu is moving his body, trying to get out of there. Now he throws a few shots. Backs Fundora up a little bit. But he is getting clipped with some punches here. He's getting clipped with more punches, straights. He got hit with a couple uppercuts earlier. And Tszyu is winging some punches, trying to get Fundora off of him. But Fundora keeps throwing. And now they're tied up a little bit. Fundora tries to hit him with some uppercuts. Uppercuts by Fundora. Tszyu leaning to the side and trying to figure out. Now they're back to a more normal pace here. Fundora with a cross. That's the thing. Fundora, once he starts to land on the guard, once he starts to put his punches together, it just becomes an avalanche. And the punches just keep coming. A good cross by Tszyu. But Fundora counters with like 3 lefts in a row. Oh, good jab by Fundora. Tszyu jumping forward with a hook. We're starting to get some more action here. And Tszyu goes for a home run right, but he kind of trips on Fundora's leg. Tszyu with another right hand that appeared to be low. Ref didn't care. Fundora throwing a few shots, lands on Tszyu's guard. A cross pierces Tszyu's guard. Tszyu with a right to the body, left hook to the head. Tszyu with a cross upstairs. Good cross to the body by Tszyu. Looks like there's a little blood on Fundora's face here. Ooh, good cross. Tszyu with a nice, it was a cross to the body, left hook upstairs. That left hook upstairs was a solid shot. And now Fundora bleeding from his nose again. Echoes of the first fight. Echoes of the first fight. We've got blood on both sides here. Not nearly as much as the first time, but my goodness, we are things are starting to really heat up. Oh God, they're starting to get some real leather happening on these shots. Ooh, good little replay of an overhand right that Tszyu landed on Fundora. Fundora at one point landed like 3 lefts in a row. Oh, there was a nice replay. It was a left and a right that Tszyu landed as a counter on Fundora, and it was a bit of a slobber knocker. It sent like snot coming out of Fundora's nose. All right, next round. Things are heating up now, people. It was, it's now getting more interesting. Fundora was in real control for the first several rounds, but Tszyu started to really land some hurtful shots. So let's see. I'm trying to get rid of some of these. Report. Spam, report, hide. All right. Okay. Fundora coming forward with the jab. Tszyu leans back, tries a cross to the body. Both guys a bit tentative here. Oh, good cross by Tszyu. Tszyu. Oh, good cross again by Tszyu. Tszyu is starting to get the distance. Tszyu is starting to get the distance here. He's starting to lock in. Yep. Fundora is not throwing as many jabs. R. Kelly. Barrios and Pacquiao is after this fight. We're in the 5th round of a scheduled 12. And Barrios and Pacquiao is after this fight. This is the co-main here. WBC super welterweight title on the line. And things are really heating up. And Tszyu with a right to the body. Fundora coming forward. Fundora using the jab here a little bit. But yeah, Fundora kind of started to abandon the jab before, and now he's starting to use it a touch more. And he's now inside. Tszyu pushes him off. Ooh, Tszyu doing a good job trying to parry some of Fundora's shots. Yeah, Tszyu's crosses and his left hooks have been particularly effective in the last like 2 rounds. And his cross is setting up his left hooks. Fundora has Tszyu against the ropes, has Tszyu in the corner now. Let's see what he can do. And Tszyu rushes forward to back Fundora off. And now they're both in the center of the ring. That was a good job by Tszyu. Fundora backs Tszyu up, back Tszyu to the ropes. Couple shots there at the end, but mostly mitigated. Okay, so question is, does Fundora get back on his jab? Because when Fundora was really operating with behind the jab and posting up with the jab, Tszyu was kind of befuddled. But when he was using the jab less, Tszyu started to time him and calculate the distance, and we saw some nice crosses that Tszyu landed in the round, landed clean. So it really is on Fundora, I think. It's if he doesn't get back behind that jab, Tszyu will take advantage. And it's nice that Tszyu's able to. Oh God, Fundora unloading a flurry there on the inside. Okay, a few hooks and uppercuts now on Tszyu's guard. Tszyu with a good counter cross there. Ooh, Tszyu just went for the cross to the body and a left hook, swinging left hook that missed to the head. But then he hit a nice little cross upstairs, Tszyu did. Tszyu went for the cross again. Fundora parried it. Ooh, good cross to the body by Tszyu. And he goes to the body again. Tszyu keeps throwing that cross to the body. I wonder if he's going to try and set it up to the head. Yep, he just went for the headshot, but Fundora avoided it. Good cross upstairs again by Tszyu. Yeah, Tszyu's cross is really his main weapon here that's been landing, and now he's starting to spam it a bit. Ooh, good cross by Fundora. Fundora nose is bleeding. Again, he's got the memories of the first fight. Tszyu, they cross by Fundora with a nice overhand left. Fundora using his jab a little more here. Fundora tries for a swinging left. Tszyu pulls back. Fundora throwing some punches. He's got to be careful that he doesn't get lazy with the jab. Tszyu is good at countering lazy jabs. And Tszyu goes for the left hook to set up the cross. And cross downstairs by Tszyu. Fundora sticking that lead hand out there. Oh, both landed a shot on each other, I think. Oh, now Tszyu with a cross. And Fundora comes back. Fascinating fight so far. Okay. Oh, man, Fundora. Tszyu almost landed. Oh, Tszyu with a good cross upstairs. Now Fundora backing Tszyu up. Tszyu with a vicious cross. Didn't land, but he went for it on that one. Tszyu now circling the perimeter. Slipping Fundora's jab. Fundora backs him up to the corner, but that's the end of the round. Interesting. Alright, let's see if we can get rid of... Oh my god, this freaking spam people. Alright, reports. Unwanted. It seems like now Tszyu is the one who's landing the more hurtful shots. Fundora's still landing punches, but it feels like Tszyu's are carrying more weight. And it feels like Tszyu has gotten a little more used to Fundora's power. Ooh, man, they both... So Tszyu landed a left hook and Fundora landed a cross at the same time. That's when I said they both landed at the same time. That's what it was. I'd be interested to see what the live odds are on this fight now. They keep showing the live odds of the main event, but I'm curious what the live odds are here. All right, Fundora coming forward. Fundora working his punches. Tszyu is avoiding them with his upper body. Okay, good jab by Tszyu. Fundora doubling up on the cross. Tszyu inching his way forward. Fundora throwing a few shots. Tszyu with a cross to the body. Cross to the body. Fundora with a cross to the body. Tszyu again with a cross to the body. Tszyu probably trying to set something up. Ups to the head. He throws another cross to the body. And he throws a left hook to the head. And he lands it. Another cross to the body. Fundora just working that left hand there. And that's his rear hand, I mean, because Fundora's a southpaw, remember. But yeah, Fundora's funny. He'll work that left hand where he'll bop, bop, uppercut, this, that. It's interesting. It's weird. Not used to seeing that. Fundora has Tszyu against the ropes. Nice uppercut by Fundora. And throwing some hooks. Tszyu pulled back from that one. Fundora just coming forward with some shots. Lands a nice little uppercut on the inside. Fundora does. Tszyu now swinging. Ooh, big winging right hand by Tszyu. It lands on Fundora. Stops him for a moment. Oh, Tszyu with a left hook now. Tszyu with another left hook. Fundora with a body shot. Tszyu with a body shot. Fundora with a right hook, uppercut on the inside. Another uppercut by Fundora. He's got to watch out for those. Tszyu has got to watch out for those. Oh, good left hook by Tszyu. They're slugging on the inside here. Uppercut by Fundora. Tszyu, oh, uppercut by Fundora again. Tszyu has got to do something. Use your elbow. You got to use the elbow or something to block those uppercuts, man. Now Fundora backing Tszyu up. Tszyu with a little counter left hook and a cross. But Tszyu against the ropes. Now they're clinching. Referee is going to break him up. Yep, there is. Oh, good cross by Fundora. Tszyu with a hook and then a cross. The cross landed, but Fundora now has him against the ropes. And they're clinched up. Oh, God, Fundora with a few uppercuts to the inside. He actually held his head for a second, which is not legal. Oh, both of them exchanging here on the inside. Oh, good uppercuts by Fundora. Tszyu has got to do something about that. And, oh, man, round ends. Tszyu looked like he was getting in trouble there at the end of the round. Fundora was connecting with those uppercuts on the inside. And, I mean, God knows he has to have trained to defend against those. It's like Fundora's signature punch. Oh, Tszyu, I don't like it. It doesn't look good there. Okay, I did not like the way he looked in the corner. He gave a look in the corner. I did not like it. Looks like the corner's discussing something. They're giving him water. I don't think they're going to stop it yet. I don't think they're going to stop it yet. But yeah, I mean, Tszyu is landing some good shots. Oh, big right-handed replay of what Tszyu landed. Big winging right hand, clean on Fundora, right on the side of the face there. But Fundora, and good left hook. They're showing replays of what Tszyu landed, but Fundora landed a bunch of. They stopped the fight. They did stop the fight. Fundora wins. Tszyu's corner stops it. Fundora keeps his title. And Tim Tszyu had just been coming on, but Fundora just too much damage, too much pressure, too much volume. Overwhelming. I said, man, there's a look. I didn't like the look that he had in the corner. There was just a look that he had. I didn't like it. But it did, they were giving him water. It didn't seem like they were going to stop, but there was just a certain look that he had. It didn't look right. Man, Fundora. That's a great performance. And look, I didn't get to make a preview and prediction video. I said earlier in this stream that I was picking Fundora, and I would have picked Fundora in my preview and prediction video. Would I have picked it by stoppage? I think I would have picked it by late stoppage. This is more of a mid stoppage. But damn. Yeah. Fundora got up and jumped around, celebrated. All right, well, next up is Manny Pacquiao. Freaking Manny Pacquiao at 46 will be stepping into the ring once again, people. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? At 46 years old, stepping into the ring again. Oof. Well, huge win for Sebastian Fundora. He's at 154. So what is next for Sebastian Fundora, folks? Several potential options. I mean, does Terrence Crawford want some of that? Does he? Bakram Murdazaliev? That could be interesting. That could, I mean, I don't think Crawford wants Fundora. No, I mean, not that Crawford's scared of Fundora, not that he doesn't but it's just not enough commercial value that Fundora brings, and too much of a pain in the ass to fight. He's a 6'6" southpaw who overwhelms with volume. It's a pain, it just doesn't make sense. And so 154. Who is Fundora going to potentially fight? Like I said, potentially Murdazaliev. Virgil Ortiz could be interesting. There's some. Oh, what about What about Jaron Ennis? That would... Oh, that would be interesting. Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Chat, let me know. What do you think about Jaron Ennis potentially fighting Sebastian Fundora? What do you think about that? That would be, I don't know. That could be intriguing, I think. So next up, we got Manny Pacquiao, and they're interviewing now Tim Tszyu, and Tim Tszyu said he's one tough mother effer. I think you try to get everything. Gotta love Tim Tszyu. He's just giving Fundora his flowers. No excuses. No nothing. Tszyu said he's tall as fuck. He said sometimes I feel like I was shadowboxing with myself. So it's very hard to land. You gotta love Tim Tszyu. You know, oh my god, Fundora with his glasses on, he looks like an absolute nerd, but he is a tough son of a bitch. He's got these thick glasses on, and it's just like, I don't know, it's funny. If you saw him and you didn't know, you'd be like, oh, this tall, skinny freaking nerd. But it's like, no, he's actually a monster. So, man. Guys, who do you want to see Fundora fight next? Who do you want to see Tszyu fight next? I don't know. I mean, he'll have opportunities, but this is a tough one for Tszyu. I think his career is it's definitely on a different flight path than it was, a year ago. All right, so like I said, I like the idea of Fundora versus maybe Fundora versus Ennis or Fundora versus Murtazaliev. And Fundora just said Pacquiao's up next. I haven't seen him in a couple of years. I'm excited to see him. You and me both, and everyone, I think, very excited to see Pacquiao. Yeah, what is a 46-year-old welterweight Manny Pacquiao going to look like in the ring? I don't know, man. I'm fascinated to see. Like I said, Mario Barrios is a legit champion, and Pacquiao, he pulled it off against Keith Thurman back in 2019 when he was 40 years old, and he dropped Thurman in the first round. He still got hit with some big shots in that fight, and that's the thing. Pacquiao does have a chin on him. Pacquiao's got a solid chin on him. I mean, people just, I feel like people kind of, I don't know, people forget about it, or people discount Pacquiao's chin because of how devastating the Juan Manuel Marquez one-punch knockout was. And, it's one of the all-time devastating highlight reel one-punch knockouts. But, overall, Pacquiao has a solid chin. But the thing is, age can deteriorate the chin. And I'm curious to see what Pacquiao, how his reflexes are. I'm sure he still has his speed. It's not the same speed, it's like, oh, Pacquiao, look at him, he's still got his speed. It's like, no, he's still quick for a welterweight, just because he's a freak of an athlete, but he is not flurrying like prime Pacquiao, obviously. But, he's still got speed. I'm sure he still has power, particularly in that left hand. I think Keith Thurman or some other fighters were describing how it's like getting hit with a rock when Pacquiao hits you with that left. So, I'm sure he still has power. He still has speed. The question is his reflexes, his cardio, his punch resistance, and kind of his timing and distance. You know, how many? It's been in 5 years, 5 years since he's been, or no, sorry, 6. No, actually, no. He had a exhibition fight not too long ago, but against Thurman in a proper professional world class level boxing match. That was in 2019. So it's been a hot minute since then. But we're here to see if he can make history. That's, if it's not a challenge, if it's not a massive challenge, then why are we excited? Why are we interested? We got a lot of unanswered questions. We've got a good deal of uncertainty to a certain extent. I'm fairly certain that Barrios will win, but Manny Pacquiao is a legend. We'll see. What do you guys have? How do you guys see it? Pacquiao or Barrios in the main event? And let me drop a stream on my Twitter here. Stream link. Yeah, Bob. Let's share. Let's do that. Okay. Return. All right, we got Pacquiao and Barrios coming up next, people. Pacquiao. Oh no, it's Barrios. No, it's Pacquiao Barrios. What are you talking about? Pacquiao Barrios. Hashtag Pacquiao Barrios. All right. Boom. Oh, they got Keith Thurman on the telecast, on the commentary here. I guess the interim crew there. Yeah, they're saying how you were gonna fight Tim Tszyu at one point. Honest to God, it would have been so much better for Tim Tszyu's career if Keith Thurman did not pull out due to injury. I think it would have been. I'm not saying that Tszyu most definitely would have beaten Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman very well, now we know what we know, could have beaten Tim Tszyu. But Sebastian Fundora is just such a freaking nightmare of a matchup. That reach, that height, southpaw, it's just like, and the fact that he now uses his height and his length, whereas before the first Tszyu fight, he didn't. He pretty much almost exclusively fought on the inside. Now he's not a fun guy to go up against. All right, next, Pacquiao and Barrios. Very, all right, very intriguing. What do you guys have? I got Barrios winning. I'm gonna hope by decision. I don't want to see Pacquiao get knocked out badly. But that's what I got. I did a poll as well on the YouTube page. So the question was it was a poll of tonight, who do you think wins, Pacquiao versus Barrios and Fundora versus Tszyu? So it's kind of a two-parter where it's like, do you think it's going to be Pacquiao and Tszyu who win their fights, Pacquiao and Fundora, Barrios and Tszyu, Barrios and Fundora? So my vote was for Barrios and Fundora. So far, got one of those. We'll see what happens with the other one. But anyway, the results... Pacquiao and Tszyu was the top result with 42% of the vote. Pacquiao and Fundora had 11% of the vote. Barrios and Tszyu had 26% of the vote. Barrios and Fundora had 21% of the vote. Well, some folks are wrong. But, it's boxing. You talk about Tszyu versus... Okay. Yeah, they're asking, the commentary crew is asking, what kind of hand speed are we going to see from Manny Pacquiao? I'm not as concerned about the hand speed. I mean, he's going to have some good hand speed. But I'm more concerned about the distance the timing, his ability to dart in and out like he used to. I don't think he's going to even try that so much. I think Pacquiao is going to have more of that kind of high guard and plotting, and he's going to, I think, try and use more of his boxing skill rather than his, freakish athleticism where he would just be darting in and out, angles, flurries. I don't think we're going to see as much of that. Maybe on occasion we'll see him dart in with like one of those 1-2-1 combinations that he's so good at and that he loves. And that was actually the combination that he dropped Keith Thurman with in round 1 of their fight. Was he came in with a 1-2-1, and it was that one on the end of it that clipped Thurman right on the chin and dropped him. It's always that one on the end of the 1-2-1 that the opponent doesn't expect, and that's why I love that freaking combination. Great combination, the 1-2-1. Because the thing is, you throw the 1-2 as you're coming forward, and then the jab, the 1, your shoulder is loaded up. It's loaded up, so it's thrown with the power of a cross. It's thrown with the power of that rear hand, and they don't expect it. So it's a great combination. Pacquiao really likes that combination, and he does it very well. So I would expect to potentially see that. But like I said, Pacquiao showing some hand speed here as doing some mitt work in the locker room, whereas Barrios just getting some Vaseline on his face. And Thurman's saying, I got to feel Pacquiao's power on various occasions, says the speed that sets it up. Keith Thurman saying that he did feel Barrios' power, that he hit him with a good body shot in the 9th round. I do remember that. Yeah, it's true, actually. He did seem to hurt Thurman to the body. All right, let's report some of this spam here. Okay, let's report spam. We are getting ready for this main event now. If you could drop a like on the stream, I would greatly appreciate it, people. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to witness history, potentially. Hopefully. Hopefully we're witness history. If not, it's a man attempting history. And he's attempting to break his own record. It's a record he broke in 2019. Oldest welterweight champ, oldest fighter to win a welterweight belt. Pacquiao's biggest moment at the MGM Grand, they're listing as 5 was win over De La Hoya, 4 was the knockout of Ricky Hatton, 3 was a stoppage of Miguel Cotto, 2 they have the loss to Juan Marquez, number 1 the loss to Floyd Mayweather. All right. Yeah. That Ricky Hatton knockout. Pacquiao said actually in a recent interview that easiest fight was Ricky Hatton. That was his easiest fight. Tough for Hatton, but yeah, I mean it was a second round knockout and it was an iconic knockout. So totally get it. Okay, feeling it in my back. I am still amped up from that Usyk knockout. That was special. That was big time stuff. Very excited to put together some analysis of the Usyk fight, Usyk versus Dubois undisputed title fight. Any thoughts on what you guys want next for Usyk? I put up a poll. I think the options I put there were Joseph Parker, Tyson Fury, Moses Saitama, or somebody else. Personally, I'm not interested in seeing Usyk fight Fury again. We've seen it twice, and Usyk proved that he is the better fighter. It's just, I don't really care to see it again. Joseph Parker is, I think, what most people will say, and that is interesting. I like Usyk in that fight just because, I do. Aitama is interesting, this young phenom, crazy hand speed. Too early for Itama to do it, but it's gotta get the juices flowing a little bit. Just because of Itama's physical, his speed. I mean, that's the thing is like, have we seen Usyk against a heavyweight who's that quick, who's quicker than him like that, and whose foot speed is like that? I mean, I don't know. Parker is probably the right answer, but Itama's really interesting. And Turki Al-Sheikh actually said that he wants Usyk versus Itama next. Anyway, we are still just awaiting the ring walks for Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. That is the fight that is coming up right here. Get a look at the locker room of Manny Pacquiao. Man, it's tough to walk away from the sport. It's tough to. I mean, you can't. And there's Freddie Roach. Let's show some photos of Pacquiao. You can't say that it's a financial thing with Pacquiao. The guy was a senator in the Philippines. He's like a singer, his albums and stuff. I mean, maybe he just wants more money. I don't know, but like, I guess financial in that like he needs the money. Pacquiao's just a freaking monster. That's the thing. These guys, they just. It's the thing with Usyk too. It's like Usyk, you won the sport. You've done everything. You've got a crazy pedigree as an amateur. You've won the World Amateur Boxing Championships. You won a gold medal at the Olympics. You became undisputed at cruiserweight. You became undisputed at heavyweight. You beat Anthony Joshua twice. You beat Tyson Fury twice. You beat Daniel Dubois twice. What the hell else is there for you? You're 38 years old. Doesn't want to step away, and God bless him, he's still killing it. All right, what do you guys have? I think, like I said, I got Barrios by decision, I'll say. But I don't know. I mean, that's what I think, to be honest. They're showing some of the biggest upsets here. But the thing is, like, Pacquiao isn't even listed as like a heavy upset, as a heavy underdog. It was only like minus 200 or something, minus 200 something, which to me is like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. Maybe Pacquiao will look absolutely at home and normal in there against Barrios, but I would be very surprised. Yeah, plus 550 on Barrios to win in rounds 1 through 6. That could happen. It could get ugly, people. We gotta prepare ourselves. Who's not a fan of Manny Pacquiao? Pacquiao plus 210, Barrios minus 275. We have to be prepared for the possibility that things get ugly and that it looks ugly. Hopefully Freddie Roach wouldn't let it get too ugly, and I don't think he would. But, look, Pacquiao could stun us, or stun me, I guess, and just bulldoze Mario Barrios, or just come away with a victory. But I think we have to steel ourselves against the possibility that it looks ugly for a legend. We'll see. We got the questions, and we're about to have the answers. I think Barrios is only lost to Gervonta and Keith Thurman. Who is he beaten again? I've got. Let's see. All right, now they're about to make the ring announcements. Also, by the way, how tall is Barrios actually? They list him at 6 foot, but I've seen him listed at like 5'8", at 5'10". the height is all over the place, so somebody help me out with that. Yeah, I remember he fought Fabian Maidana and beat him there. You're Dennis Ugas. You got a unanimous decision against Dennis Ugas. That's a pretty big win. Ugas is probably his biggest win. All right, they're introducing Mario Barrios. Get rid of this. He's got the Aztec. Yeah, he's the Aztec warrior. We've got a whole bunch of people dressed up in these feather outfits and everything. Barrios starting to make his way. He's got this kind of almost like ceremonial armor on, but it's like light. Someone with a looks like a cowboy hat. It's not a sombrero. All right, Barrios now making his way to the ring. Let's see. I mean, this would have to... This... I mean, maybe it won't just because, I mean, the Jim Lampley call on the Foreman win was so iconic. That it happened! It happened! When Foreman knocked out Michael Moore to win the heavyweight title again. And, I mean, also, I think what was so epic about that was the story of the fight. The fact that Moore had been winning the fight and just, you know, peppering Foreman throughout the fight. And then Foreman just out of nowhere with the right hand. And it's over. So I think part of that was the story of the fight, and the call, which is iconic from Jim Lampley. But this achievement, if Pacquiao is able to pull it off tonight, I would think it's got to be more impressive than what George Foreman did against Michael Moore. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chats, but I'm pretty sure this right here, if Pacquiao is able to pull it off tonight, supplants the Foreman victory as like the craziest old fighter comeback win. You could talk about Bernard Hopkins, but Hopkins, I don't know. He was always, I mean, he didn't take like, I don't know if he took like a big break or anything like that. And he was consistently moving up in weight. This is Pacquiao again at welterweight, and 5-year break since fighting Thurman, or 6-year break since fighting Thurman. So now we're about to get the ring walk for Manny freaking Pacquiao. All right, Ken Mindak, let's go. Yeah, excited. Get your predictions in the chat. If you have them, make them. Pacquiao about to make his ring walk here. He's getting introduced by Jimmy Lennon Jr. Wow, they're showing the archive footage of Pacquiao 2001. That's pretty cool. Pacquiao now introduced. All right, Pacquiao. Wow, there he is. There he is. Hits his gloves together, smiling, and now he's walking. People, it's a hell of a thing. I mean, honest to God, did not think that I would be seeing this again. Did not think I'd be seeing this again. What a day for boxing, people. We had the undisputed world heavyweight title earlier today at Wembley. And now here we've got Manny Pacquiao at 46 years old attempting to once again recapture the welterweight title. A welterweight title. I mean, like I said, this would supplant the George Foreman heavyweight win as far as like old fighters making a comeback. It has to, because welterweight is so different from heavyweight. As a 40, I mean, and Foreman was like 45 and Pacquiao was 46. Even just chronologically speaking, like Pacquiao, it's more crazy. But like when you multiply it by the weight division, it's nuts. Manny chants filling the stadium. Manny chants and Manny Pacquiao, Eye of the Tiger music blasting through. Man, I mean, this it in some ways feels like a Rocky. You got a southpaw here who is facing steep odds against a champion. Different in the sense that Rocky was kind of a no-name and facing against the great champion Apollo Creed. Here, it's the opposite. You've got the legendary champion facing off, not against a no-name, you know, Barrios is known, but like Pacquiao, legend, you know, in the on the pantheon of boxing greats, and Barrios is a solid champion. So sort of flipped, you know, from the Rocky dynamic. Man, and you see we got Freddie Roach in there. It's crazy to see Pacquiao and Roach again going at it. And we got Thomas Taylor as the referee that every boxing commentator whatnot loves to suck off Thomas Taylor. It's kind of funny. Yeah, he's a fine ref. I don't know. It's just funny. All right, now we're doing the introductions. It's prime time. Okay. Used to say it's showtime. No, it's prime. That's cute. Okay. All right, because it was showtime. It was on prime. All right, a little slow on the uptick there. Been a long day, people. Oh, wow. Introducing Manny Pacquiao here. Freddie Roach. Former senator, former Philippine senator, they said, as part of his title. Yeah, 2025 International Boxing Hall of Fame inductee. Like, he was already inducted. I mean, it's this whole thing is nuts. It's crazy to see him like this. And yeah, people like, oh, it's, you know, people say, oh, you know, look at his physique, look at his physique. It's like, I don't care about the physique. Your physique can look great at 46. It doesn't mean you're in boxing shape. But Manny Pacquiao, absolute legend, athletic freak, maybe he is in boxing shape. Maybe he is. But I just discount when people are like, oh, look at the physique. It's like, it just shows that he's not, you know, it just shows, you know, all right, he's serious. If the physique looks good, it just shows, okay, he's serious. Doesn't mean that he's up to the challenge. But I would be absolutely excited and thrilled if we get a real battle here. Maybe we will. But now he's introducing Mario Barrios. Barrios, 34 years old. Barrios is not a spring chicken in the division. And yet he's still 12 years. 12 years younger. Okay. All right, just introduced Barrios. We are moments away here from Manny Pacquiao fighting for a title, a world welterweight title. The WBC strap. I can't believe it. This day has come. Wow, we see the stare down here. This has been... Oh, God. Let me get my remote. Hold on. Okay. All right. Got that. All right. We caught up. Oh, wait. That's the wrong... Damn it, stupid. All right. Got this. No, let's not do that. All right, let's get this underway. All right, we're in. Manny Pacquiao. Okay, Pacquiao flashing a jab here, and Barrios throws a cross. Pacquiao avoids it. Pacquiao comes over with a 1-1-2. Pacquiao flashed a couple of jabs. I will say this, just the first couple seconds of an impression, I like what I see so far from Pacquiao. When Pacquiao would throw the cross downstairs. First impressions, though. Oh, good counter cross by Pacquiao. Good jab by Barrios. Let me tell you, I'm already impressed. It doesn't mean he's going to win, but we'll see. Okay, Pacquiao doing some feints, coming forward. A little cross there, lands on the guard. Pacquiao coming forward, Barrios with a jab. Pacquiao, I can't believe what we're seeing. Barrios with a couple jabs on Pacquiao's guard. Pacquiao leaning, hands up. Yeah, he's kind of a little more, not doing the darting in and out. He's, more centered. Pacquiao leaning forward, just flashing a little jab. Steps in with the jab. One of the jabs pierces the guard. Turning an angle. Throws a couple punches that land on Barrios' guard. Ooh, counter cross by Pacquiao. My goodness. Pacquiao coming forward. Couple jabs. Barrios looks like he's trying to figure it out. Good jab by Barrios. Okay, Pacquiao with the lead cross and Barrios with a counter to the body. Pacquiao jumps in with a 1-1-2. Barrios with a jab. Pacquiao avoids. Pacquiao avoids another jab. Pacquiao leaning forward, side to side. Good little counter jab by Pacquiao. Pacquiao feinting. Avoiding Barrios' jab. Another counter by Pacquiao and a cross to the body by Pacquiao. Pacquiao again with a cross to the body. I'll tell you this. I got Pacquiao winning this round so far. We got a few seconds left. Ooh, Barrios with a good body shot there. All right. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I give Pacquiao round 1. Barrios, I will say, he looked a little hesitant. He looked a little like trying to figure out, trying to gauge, what am I dealing with here? What am I dealing with tonight in a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao? Is he close-ish to the 2019 Pacquiao that fought Keith Thurman, who is a world-class fighter? Or is he a much diminished version of that? round one was good. Round one was good. Man, Freddie Roach there in the corner talking to Pacquiao. That's a crazy thing. That's really cool. Okay, new round. Okay, a couple jabs exchanged. Trying to get rid of some of the freaking spam here. Okay. Oh, Pacquiao goes for the cross but avoids. Barrios coming forward a little bit. Both of them trying to land their shots. Pacquiao with a 1-2. Barrios slips to the outside. Pacquiao with a right to the body. Pacquiao with a jab. Good jabs by Barrios. Barrios comes forward with several jabs but trips. Trips to the canvas. Crowd goes a little nuts. So it was clearly just a trip. Back to his feet. Barrios coming forward. Throw with a jab. Tries to throw to the body. Double jab by Pacquiao. Jabs here. They're both throwing jabs, but they're all getting parried. Little cross by Pacquiao that lands. Little jab by Barrios that lands. I'm telling. Ooh, okay, uppercuts by Barrios that kind of landed on the guard. Pacquiao. So far, ooh, good lead cross by Pacquiao. Tell you what, Pacquiao is in these exchanges. He is absolutely in the exchanges, which is kind of more than I mean, look, it's still early. Okay, both of them, Pacquiao trying to land. Barrios doing a good job of avoiding. Ooh, good counter by Pacquiao. A right, then a left. Good jab by Barrios. Lead cross by Pacquiao, counter jab by Barrios. Barrios tries to land a cross on Pacquiao. Pacquiao slips to the outside, but moves to the outside, just like kind of just like the Pacquiao of old. Is really cool. Jab by Barrios. Pacquiao with a counter hook. 10 few seconds left here. Good jab by Barrios. Okay. Man, this is... it's more interesting than I thought it would be so far. Big question is, how will 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao's gas tank hold up after we get out of the first part of the fight? But a big question was, would Manny Pacquiao get out of the first part of the fight? And so far he looks good. He looks good so far. Which I am, honest to God, surprised. Show a nice little replay of a counter hook cross that Pacquiao landed, and then Barrios landed a counter jab after that, but Pacquiao won that exchange, undoubtedly. Man. What am I watching? All right, here's round 3. Barrios, a nice little counter cross after Pacquiao threw a few jabs. Good jab by Barrios. Barrios' jab has been the best punch for him, clearly. Pacquiao with a couple lead crosses comes forward. It's crazy to see like the moves that Pacquiao used to do, and he's doing some of them here. Good cross the body by Pacquiao. Pacquiao feinting. The thing is, Pacquiao's dictating. Barrios needs to do a better job. Okay, good cross the body, but then a jab upstairs by Barrios. Pacquiao is dictating right now the pace, and Pacquiao's complaining about a low blow. Barrios starting to use a jab. Starting to use a jab more. Ooh, went for a counter right uppercut. Didn't quite land. But that's the thing that's interesting to me right now is that Pacquiao is dictating. Pacquiao comes over with a double jab, then a right to the body, then another one upstairs. Now Barrios sending his jab out, several of them. Barrios definitely getting on his jab more in this round. And I think it's a good adjustment. He has to use that jab more. He's got the reach advantage, he's got the height advantage, and he's got to do something to start to dictate the pace. Do a better job of dictating the pace. Okay, now both of them feinting at each other. Pacquiao went for a counter cross. Barrios pulled out of range. Pacquiao complaining about a low blow, but Thomas Taylor is telling him, no, the shot was fine for where your trunks are. Pacquiao, the counter cross there. Looks like Barrios blocked it. Both of them feinting at each other. This is a real fight. Lead cross by Pacquiao. That landed. It's crazy that he's still able to do this. How is it? Oh, God. A good jab by Barrios. And now both of them feinting. Barrios with a couple of shots to the body. Pacquiao with a couple of jabs by Barrios. Ooh, good little, it was a right uppercut and then a left hook by Barrios. The right uppercut didn't land, but the left hook did clip him. A good exchange here. Pacquiao landed a cross, but Barrios landing his shots too. Good counter cross there by Barrios. Pacquiao starting to dance and move, and that's the end of the round. Barrios flashes a smile at Pacquiao because Barrios is looking at him and saying, shit, you look like the old Manny a little bit. We saw Manny start to do a little dance around and some movement. Using those fast feet. It's a crazy thing. Like, I'm already shocked at how good Pacquiao looks. I was not expecting this. Also partially because, like, you know, he didn't look that good in his exhibition fight, but then again, I guess you could say that was an exhibition fight. Pacquiao wasn't getting up for that. This is a world title fight. Ooh, good cross there. They're showing a replay of a good cross that Barrios landed. Good counter cross there as Pacquiao did a shot to the body and was exiting the exchange. Barrios gave him a little something to take with him. I'm telling you, all right, we're now here in round 4. I mean, it's only round 4, but I'm a good cross the body by Barrios and then a jab upstairs. Pacquiao's got to be careful. Barrios starting to make better use of the jab in the last round and start of this round. Yeah, so Larry Hazard gave the first 2 rounds to Pacquiao and the last round to Barrios. As I said, Barrios starting to make better use of the jab in that last round and using it more in this round too. Whereas Pacquiao was the one dictating in the first 2 rounds and, you know, pot-shotting and landing some of his stuff. Oh, my God, we just saw Pacquiao do a little shot to the body and move around Barrios, just like his old move. The fact that he's still this quick is bonkers. I mean, he's not like prime Manny quick, but there's no way he'd be prime Manny quick. But the fact that he's as quick as he is right here is nuts. Barrios feinting forward, coming forward, using the jab a bit. Good counter hook by Pacquiao, and then a cross there by Barrios. Okay, Barrios a little counter cross there. Both of them exchanging. Pacquiao with a 1-2. Both of them starting to exchange a little more here. Now feinting at each other. A little jab there by Barrios. Barrios coming forward behind the jab. Pacquiao giving different looks. Blocks Barrios' cross. A jab by Barrios. The jab is the big adjustment for Barrios. Oh, good little counter right uppercut by Barrios. Oh, good little lead cross there by Pacquiao. Barrios then with a jab. Some chance of Manny filling the arena. Counter body shot by Barrios. And Manny complains, and now the referee is telling Barrios, yeah, that one was low. That wasn't the hip. But the referee also telling Manny, hey, stop complaining. Also, you kind of shoved him over the spot. All right, they're back to it. Manny coming forward. Couple shots. Both of them trying to land. And that's the end of the round. Oh, man. What a time to be alive. I mean, the thing is that Barrios' jab is now becoming the biggest issue for Manny. And Barrios isn't throwing that much yet, but you can see how Barrios' jab is now becoming a useful tool for him to try and control Manny. Manny is still pock-shotting and landing some good shots. But, yeah, I've seen a replay of Barrios landing the jab. Barrios doesn't seem like he's really turned up the volume quite yet, like all the way when it comes to his punch volume, I mean. But I think he's also been trying to gauge what the hell he's dealing with and maybe trying to see if Manny will gas. Now we're in round 5. Good cross by Pacquiao. Double jab by Barrios. Ooh, good jab by Barrios there. That seemed to really land flush. Pacquiao comes forward with a little flurry. Some of them got through the guard of Barrios. Yeah, Larry Hauser gave the first 2 rounds to Pacquiao and the last 2 rounds to Barrios. I'd probably have it that way too. Yeah, I think that Barrios right now is just either, I don't know if it's respect or if he's trying to see if Manny has the gas tank. But you would think that Barrios will start to turn up the volume of punches relatively soon. Good jab by Barrios. Pacquiao comes forward with a 1-1-2, but he kind of slipped on the 2 downstairs. Both of them kind of looking and feinting. Barrios coming forward behind the jab. Pacquiao counters the jab. Both throwing some shots at each other. Barrios ducks under Manny's cross. Good jab by Barrios. Pacquiao tentatively jabbing now. Throws a cross. Barrios gets out of there. Barrios with a good counter jab. Like I said, that jab is becoming a real issue. Pacquiao leaps forward with a combination, but Barrios catches it on his gloves. And with good jab by Barrios again. I'm telling you, that jab now is becoming the punch of the fight so far. At first it was Pacquiao's cross. Cross upstairs and downstairs, but now it's become Barrios' jab. Total jabs through round 5. Pacquiao with 9, Barrios with 23. Landed. 122 thrown for Pacquiao, 148 thrown for Barrios. Barrios being more accurate with his jab. Ooh, good shot to the body by Barrios. Barrios coming forward behind the jab again. Right hand, Pacquiao ducks under it. Pacquiao comes forward with a combination, lands on Barrios' guard, gets the crowd excited. And that's the end of that round. My God, how much the spam shit. All right. Let's try and... I'm gonna have to just like start to hold comments to get rid of this fucking spam here. Yeah, I mean, it seems like Pacquiao came out of the gates hot, and he's still looking good, but Barrios' jab is starting to take control, but Pacquiao is still very much in the fight. Now we're in round 6. Barrios coming forward. And Pacquiao comes forward with a double jab. Barrios tries to counter with a cross. Pacquiao flashing a jab. Barrios jabs back. Pacquiao feinting. Pacquiao with a lead hook and a cross that Barrios slips away from. And Pacquiao with a nice shot to the body. Nice left to the body. And threw another few punches that Barrios avoided or blocked. The crowd responds to Pacquiao coming forward and landing a good body shot. Good jab by Barrios. Stiff jab. Pacquiao comes forward with several straights, but Barrios pulls back. A couple ones and twos from Barrios that get through Pacquiao's guard. Crowd is chanting Manny, trying to will their man on. Pacquiao coming forward. Good jab by Barrios. Pacquiao throws again to the body. Barrios counters up to the head with the jab. Both in the center of the ring here. And then Manny extending his lead hand. Barrios with a jab. Toe punches thrown through round 6. Barrios has thrown more and landed at a higher percentage. Relatively close, though. Oh, good counter by Pacquiao. Left to the body by Barrios. Now Pacquiao throws to the body and lands up to the head. They're clinching on the inside, landing a couple shots, and the referee breaks him up. Ooh, a few good jabs by Barrios. Pacquiao takes an angle. Barrios has to adjust. Both in the center of the ring here. Barrios flashing a jab as he comes forward. Manny tries to land a counter lead hook. Barrios pulls back and avoids. Oh, good counter little right hook there by Pacquiao as Barrios is coming forward. And Manny throwing a little flurry. Oh, Barrios with a nice, hard swivel jab that lands on Manny. And both of them finish with a flurry on each other at the end of the round. Damn, I did not have this much spam in the prior stream. Oh, Jesus. this with this. Reports, unwanted spam, report, hide. Okay. Get rid of that. Report, spam. All right, we're getting ready for the next round. All right, here we are. We're in round 7. Round 7 already, people. Okay, and Barrios coming forward. Oh, good counter cross by Pacquiao. Barrios coming forward behind the jab. Both of them kind of slipping and feinting. Oh, good. Both of them missing as they try to land. Pacquiao comes forward with a double jab cross to the body and then a swivel jab back upstairs. He was able to land one of those shots upstairs. Pacquiao starting to counter, use some of that speed against Barrios. Barrios now comes forward with the jab, lands a good jab. You can see some of Pacquiao. Oh, some good. Oh, couple counter shots by Barrios as Pacquiao came forward with a flurry. Barrios lands a couple jabs and straights. Pacquiao just shrugs and says, come on, let's go. And Pacquiao tries to throw to the body. Barrios pulls out of range. Ooh, good counter cross by Pacquiao. And Barrios coming forward behind the jab. Pacquiao is pulling out of range, though. Pacquiao doubling up on the cross. Moves to the outside. Pacquiao comes forward. Good step-in jab by Barrios. Oh, good counter by Pacquiao. Both exchanging here on the inside. Oh, both of them hit it, landing shots on the inside here. Now they're back in the center. And Barrios coming forward behind the jab. Pacquiao trying to counter with his own. Pacquiao's kind of spamming the cross a little bit. Comes forward with a hook. Barrios coming forward. Pacquiao moving, laterally. Jesus Christ. My brain's a little freaking fried from a few hours of streaming here now. Did take a break in between. Trying to report or spam. I might just have to hold the comments. Okay. Whew. I think Barrios is taking control of the, sort of taking control of the fight. Pacquiao was in better control in the beginning of the fight, but I'm just surprised at the level of competitiveness that we're seeing here. Like, we're actually seeing a competitive world title fight from a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Competitive welterweight world title fight. Pacquiao comes forward behind the double jab. Good counter cross by Pacquiao. Barrios now coming forward. Barrios with his own cross. And Barrios trying to work outside and inside. Larry Hazard has Pacquiao up by a point. He gave Pacquiao the last 2 rounds. Interesting. I could potentially see one of those last 2 rounds going to Pacquiao. I don't know if I see both of them. Okay, Barrios with a little combination to the body and then finishes with the jab upstairs. Pacquiao throws a couple to the body. Looks like he may have strayed a little low, but no warning from the ref. A little jab by Barrios. Another jab by Barrios. And Barrios tries to throw the body. Pacquiao counters up to the head. Pacquiao with a lead cross. Barrios leaning forward. Feinting. Changing levels. Comes over with a 2-1. I love the 2-1 combination. Barrios trying to throw to the body. Pacquiao avoiding. A little counter cross by Barrios as Pacquiao darts in. A little combination there by Pacquiao on Barrios' guard. Pacquiao with a little combination there on the inside. Barrios with the counter cross as Pacquiao was starting to come in. Another jab. Barrios with the jab. Barrios pumping the jab a little bit now. He wasn't using the jab as much in the last round. Oh, coming forward with a few crosses. Pacquiao is countering as well. They're both throwing at each other here to end the 8th round. And the crowd is responding. Both of them swinging on each other. That's the end of that round. Woo. Excitement here, people. I tell you, so far, I don't know how I'd have the scorecards. Pretty even fight so far. Pretty even fight. I mean, if you're Barrios, you cannot have this thing look close. Because you've got to figure that, you know, they want to give, you know, Pacquiao the decision if it's potentially close. Well, maybe not, I guess. Because, I mean, the sanctioning body, what's Pacquiao then going to do? Is he going to fight again? I don't know if he would. I think he'd just probably vacate it, right? Give it back up, and then what happens? The top two contenders then fight for it. Oh, we see Jinky Pacquiao there. We see some Filipino flags in the crowd. All right, start round 9. How do I... Oh, Pacquiao with a flurry. Barrios coming forward now. It feels like Pacquiao has gotten some of the momentum back, and now it feels like Barrios is the one who needs to start to really step up his activity. Pacquiao, a little combination there, mostly on Barrios' guard, but it looks good. Pacquiao hits his gloves together, wanting a fight. Barrios coming forward, trying to use the jab. Pacquiao leaping forward. Man, he's still quick. Couple shots, but Barrios avoided it. But just the fact that he was able to do it. Ooh, a little body shot there by Barrios. That was good. Oh, Pacquiao with a lead hook and then a few lefts. One of those lefts seemed to clip Barrios. Good body shot by Barrios. Barrios ducks under Pacquiao's winging left. But now Pacquiao has Barrios against the ropes. Barrios switches it and has Pacquiao against the ropes. And now Pacquiao works his way off. Good jab by Barrios. Okay, jab on Pacquiao's guard. Barrios throws a left to the body, but Pacquiao catches it. Good 2-1 by Pacquiao. Oof. Both of them in the center of the ring, feinting at each other. Trying to make it happen. Both of them feinting. This is interesting. Barrios seems a little stymied. Both of them high guard. Got a few seconds left of the round. Someone could try and steal it. And, okay, interesting. The crowd is now starting to, you can feel the energy from the crowd is like feeling momentum for Pacquiao. So, I don't know. I mean, does Barrios and his team just think that they're ahead? I'm just curious because I just feel like he would be throwing more volume. I've seen a replay here from one of the exchanges. Pacquiao, yeah, with a 1-1 and then a little hook that lands and another shot that lands, and then Barrios avoids the next 3 or 4 shots. But Pacquiao is landing. Ah, Sebastian Fundora doing some selfies with people. That's pretty cool. All right, we're in, this has got to be round, is this round 10? Right, last 3 rounds? Referee's doing something now, right now. Pacquiao's in the corner. Referee's in Pacquiao's corner. Oh, I think it's something with his glove. It looks like they're adjusting the, I think the tape on the glove. Yeah. Yeah, adjusting Pacquiao's tape. All right. All right, now the referee's insisting he get out of the ring to the other guy. All right, now we're getting going. All right, round 10. Last 3 rounds, last quarter of the fight. Both men exchanging jabs in the center of the ring. Barrios tries a combination. Pacquiao avoids all of it. Couple jabs there by Barrios. Both of them. Good body shot by Pacquiao. By the way, Larry Hazard has Pacquiao up 87-84. I think there's a couple rounds in there that are definitely questionable that could have gone either way, but ooh, good counter, good cross by Pacquiao, a couple body shots by Barrios. It's a competitive freaking fight, and I'm telling you right now, I was not expecting this. How many Pacquiao loses so he has no reason to fight again? I can't imagine he needs the money. Yeah, I agree with you, Jeffrey, but right now, I'm telling you, he looks way better than I expected. So, very impressive stuff. Both men trying to land their crosses here in the center of the ring. Pacquiao coming forward. Pacquiao unleashing a flurry. Barrios ducking under. Barrios now lands a couple shots on Pacquiao. Pacquiao covering up. Couple jabs there by Barrios. I'm telling you right now, Keith Thurman had way more success against Pacquiao in 2019 than Mario Barrios is having here in 2025. Oh, good little flurry that came forward by Pacquiao. And now Barrios countering with a few shots. Good right to the body by by Barrios. I can't believe this. Like I said, Keith Thurman was way more effective against Pacquiao. I mean, is it that? I mean, maybe could one say it's just that's the difference between Thurman and Barrios? Maybe, yeah, maybe that's what it is. But like Pacquiao is like 6 years older here than 2019. So that's got to account for something. That's crazy. Like Thurman clearly seemed to bother Pacquiao with some shots when they fought. A combination there by Pacquiao coming forward. Pacquiao ending this round strong with a flurry, and Barrios gives him a nod at the end of the round. All right, so Barrios' corner is yelling at him right now. You gotta not show him any effing respect. You gotta not show him respect. So it seems like that's what's happening, because I've been curious why Barrios isn't throwing more volume. And it seems to be that it's respect. But I mean, not just like, oh, you know, he's an old man, I respect it. It's like, no, he's still got quick hands, and I'm sure he still is not pleasant to be hit by. And he's still throwing flurries, and his boxing, his ring IQ is still, you know, very high. All right, it's not round 10. It's right now it's saying round 10. I think it's round 11. I think the graphic might be wrong, unless they were wrong before. But anyway, we're here. A couple jabs here by Barrios. Good jab by Barrios. You gotta think that Barrios is gonna unleash the Kraken here. Okay, no, I think the graphic was wrong last. Okay, Barrios unloading a combination that mostly landed on Pacquiao's guard, but Pacquiao put his gloves together a little bit like, all right, let's go. All right, it says round 10, so guess we're in round 10 here. It said round 10 last time, but all right. A couple of good jabs by Barrios. And a left hook by Barrios. A couple of left hooks by Barrios. Barrios having a good round so far. And Pacquiao complained about shots straying low. Ooh, good cross by Pacquiao. And Barrios with a little check hook as Pacquiao came forward. Oh, Barrios ducks under Pacquiao's combination. Now hits Pacquiao with a nice cross and left hook and a right to the body. Okay, it is round 11. All right, now they switched the graphic. God, get this shit together. All right, it is round 11. Now they changed the graphic. Okay, it's the championship rounds. Barrios having a very strong round 11. Couple good jabs there by Barrios. Okay, no one landing anything significant the last few seconds. So far, this has been Barrios' round. Barrios has had a very good round so far. We got about 40 seconds left here of round 11. Pacquiao comes forward with a little flurry there. Barrios coming forward, jab. With another jab. Barrios with a 2-1, land that 1 on Pacquiao. Pacquiao seems a little bit bothered now by some of those shots, but circling the outside. Pacquiao flashing the jab. Now Barrios getting some angles. Pacquiao lands a nice jab. Both of them exchanging on the inside. Pacquiao working the angles. Okay, that's the end of the round, and Barrios smiles at Pacquiao at the end of the round. Man, this is fun. You got to give that round to Barrios, I would say. But Pacquiao was coming on a bit at the end. Former, yeah, who else? Like Tyson. Greatest old fighter, like over 45 years. George Foreman. I mean, I guess you'd probably have to. I think you probably either Foreman, or you could also say Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins is a spectacular old fighter. And Barrios' corner again accosting him. No fucking respect. They don't want him to show respect to Pacquiao. It's the last round, guys. Last freaking round. All right, 12th round. Here we go. They come to the center of the ring. They embrace in the center of the ring. All right, Barrios coming forward with some punches. Pacquiao, double jab. Barrios comes forward, uses the uppercut left hook that Pacquiao really catches on the guard. Who's going to show more urgency? Who wants it? So far, Barrios showing a bit more urgency. Barrios coming forward behind the jab. That's something I'm curious about. Barrios, I feel like he was having a lot of success with the jab earlier, and then he kind of inconsistent use of it. It was his best tool throughout much of the fight. Pacquiao with a good cross. Barrios comes forward behind a double jab. Barrios throwing some punches. None of them are really landing. Pacquiao flashing a jab. Ooh, nice little combination there by Barrios. Ooh, good cross by Barrios. Snaps Manny's head back. And now they're both clinching. And referee's breaking him up. Good jab by Barrios. Couple shots to the body by Pacquiao. Good cross by Barrios. Pacquiao inching his way forward. Barrios with a high guard. And catches Pacquiao as he was darting to the side with a left hook. Barrios feinting, coming forward, throwing some punches. Pacquiao with a good cross. And then Barrios with a double jab. Then Pacquiao comes forward again with the 1-2-1 up top. We're getting some decent action here in the 12th. And Barrios comes back at Pacquiao, landing punches on the guard. Pacquiao comes forward with a double jab. Got about 30 seconds left in the final round. Barrios with a combination. Doesn't really land, but lands a good jab. Then Pacquiao responds with a counter cross. And then Barrios coming forward as Pacquiao on the ropes. Pacquiao works his way off the ropes. Both in the center of the ring. Good jab by Barrios. The crowd is growing in volume, growing. Pacquiao throws a little combination on the inside. Barrios with a triple jab. Both feigning at each other. A few seconds left. Who's going to want it? Who's going to throw? Both of them exchange jabs. And they both exchanged a little bit at the end, and that's it. Barrios smiles, embraces Manny. Wow. And Barrios shows a lot of respect to Manny there at the end. Wow. Not the fight I expected, as you could guess. Pacquiao looked really good, is my headline. He looked really good. Barrios did not fight as aggressively as I thought he might. Barrios was more tentative than I thought. But Pacquiao was... It wasn't the quick... And the quickness was surprising. But it was Pacquiao's timing and his distance that... his range and his timing that really was surprising to me. Because that's something that is... you have that from being in the ring and being sharp, but that's something that gets rusty. It really gets rusty when you've had time away. And also something that I think, degrades as you get older. So the fact that Manny had that timing and that distance management, that sense of distance still, and that it was as sharp as it was really impressive to me. His quickness, of course, is impressive, but I kind of expected him to be quick. Although I will say, I didn't expect him to be quite as quick on his feet. Okay, final punch, comedy box stats. Barrios landed at 120 versus Manny's 101, 18% to 16% for Barrios. Power punches, Barrios 32 to Pacquiao's 31%. Jabs, Barrios more accurate with the jab at 11%. But it's, so punch stats are close. The punch stats are close, but the question isn't who edged it out in the punch stats. It's how it's distributed over a 12-round fight. You can lose a round or a couple rounds really big, but if you win the rest of the rounds, relatively close, you win the fight. And those rounds can, those big rounds can sway, can influence the punch stats and make it look different. So it just, they're a good cursory, quick shorthand, but they do not give you the whole story. But in the comedy box stats were very close. Very close. 18% to 16% total punches in Barrios' favor. 32% to 31% power punches in Barrios' favor. Very close. So, we're waiting for the decision announcement. Let's see what the hell they have to say. I don't know what they're going to say. I don't know. 115, 113 Barrios is one of the scorecards. $114. Majority draw. We have 115, 113 for Barrios, and then two 114, 114 cards for a majority draw. Barrios retains his titles. Wow. Blue balls. Blue balls, people. I can't be mad at it, though. I can't be that mad at it, I guess. It seemed like a close fight. I have to rewatch the fight to see how I feel about the scorecards. But, I mean, just on a guttural level, on a base level, like, it doesn't feel bad. Sometimes draws feel horrible. But I don't know. I have to rewatch. Maybe it's like, maybe Pacquiao really deserved to freaking win. I don't know. I have to rewatch. But it seemed... Oh, Pacquiao says, I thought I won the fight. It was a close fight, Pacquiao says. He says, wonderful fighter. Pacquiao said, hard work, discipline, that's how I kept shape. He's asking, what more do you think he could have done? Dude, he's 46 years old and he's a welterweight. What the hell? There's nothing, I mean, I don't know. The man fought as damn good as he could fight. Incredible performance. I have to rewatch that fight to decide whether a majority draw feels like the right thing. Pacquiao said this is, inspiration in old boxers. Can come back. Huh. I mean, what the hell comes next? That's what I want to know. I think a lot of people want to know, what are you fighting again? Jeffrey, I don't think there's a rematch clause. I don't believe there is. Definitely not. What will you do now? That's the question we want to know. Oh, says he thinks he'll fight again? Pacquiao says only had 2 months training, should have more training. He says it's okay, but I love my people. Jim Gray asked, would you like a rematch? Pacquiao said, of course. Of course. Interesting. All right, he's going to interview Barrios now. Barrios says, I thought I pulled it out, but hats off to Manny. Honor to share the ring with him. Barrios' second consecutive draw. Heh. Barrios said he can still crack. He's strong as hell. His timing, his rhythm. He's still an awesome fighter. Man, that's something else. Wow. So, Barrios apparently won all 3 of the last rounds on all 3 judges' scorecards, and that's what made it a draw. Definitely have to rewatch to see. I have to rewatch and score. Barrios said he'd give him a rematch. Okay. Manny says he would take a rematch. Barrios says he'd give him a rematch. I'm shocked to say I wouldn't be mad at a rematch. I cannot believe. I would not have dreamed that I would say this beforehand, before the fight. But I wouldn't be mad at a rematch. It was a competitive fight. Holy shit. Didn't think it would be. But that's, legend comes down to what? Legendary athletes do legendary things. Legendary athletes do legendary things. We saw Usyk with a highlight reel knockout over Danny Dubois earlier today. We saw Manny Pacquiao with an improbable draw and a great performance, shockingly great performance for a 46-year-old welterweight against the WBC welterweight champion of the world. What a day. What a day in boxing. What a day in combat sports. I know UFC, you got the Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier fighting tonight. Have to see how that went. Anyway, thank you all so much for being on the stream with me. Really appreciate it. What a day. I'm a little bit, I'm a little drained. And I appreciate the stream, and I will put together some content, post-fight analysis on, particularly on the Usyk fight, maybe on this fight as well, and going to do some Canelo and Crawford content as well. Thanks again for hopping on the live stream. Appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one.